So Joe Biden is trailing in key battleground states. That is, Joe Biden is trailing in key battleground states such as Michigan, such as Georgia, and I think he is trailing by significant margins. I think in Michigan, Joe Biden is down by about 10 points, and I think in Georgia he is down by about by about 4 points. So, do you think this is Trump's election to lose? Do you think this is Trump's election to lose? And I think many people have come to the realization that basically Donald Trump is Joe Biden is not going to win this election. And of course, Joe Biden frames this election. He says he has done so many good things, but his message is not getting across. And of course, on a platform such as TikTok, I think you have the millennials, the Gen Zs, saying they don't trust Joe Biden in handling the economy. And I think, of course, some will say that his supporters say he came up with the Inflation Reduction Act. He instituted the stimulus checks for American families that were bogged down by COVID. But I think a lot of people view Donald Trump as the one who is better at handling the economy. So Donald Trump is viewed as the one who is better at handling the economy. And I think for President Trump then, I think for President Trump, I think what he does need to do is to move away from racial identity politics and move towards uniting around the class issue. And I think if he unites around class, then make America a post-racial society. And I think America has to move away from racial identity politics to a post-racial society. And I think Donald Trump, during his stay in the White House, during his days in the White House, he used to handle. Donald Trump used to host a series of Made in America summits in which he hosted American manufacturers who were coming to. He hosted American manufacturers who were coming to just lay out their strategies in order to be able to manufacture in America. And I think he even saved a tank-making company that was about to close shop and take jobs away from America to maybe to China. And I think because of its low cost of labor, but I think Donald Trump was able to negotiate with the management of the company, and they gave them some stimulus package so that they could continue producing the tanks in America. And I think maybe that is how Donald Trump is viewed as being strong in rebuilding the American economy. He was tough on China, never mind that it only benefited the agricultural sector, but Donald Trump was really tough on China, and I think this streak should continue. I think Donald Trump has to hammer that message home that basically the American middle class is hollowing out, and very soon there will be only two classes in America. Either you will be a billionaire or a pauper, nothing in between. And I think as the middle class shrinks in America, then I think this has to be a rallying call for the middle class in America, that the middle class is shrinking. There are no more middle class dependent jobs. As manufacturing sector in America dies, then basically jobs are being offshored to low wage countries such as China, Indonesia, India. And I think this should be a wake up call for America so that you can't have jobs remain in America. And I don't think these IT-based jobs, these platform-based jobs, I don't think they are sustaining a good number of middle-class Americans. So I think for now, what President Trump what the former president needs to do is to hammer home the economic message, because I think that is what will unite the economic classes so that they can come so that then America can fight between the poor and the rich, not fight between the races. And I think this is what the Democrats want. The Democrats want a racial-based America so that because they will be assured of the votes of the minorities. And I don't think this is good for all for America, because I don't think African Americans have gotten anything from supporting the Democratic Party for all these years. I think of course, you have Hillary Clinton saying Lyndon B. Johnson was the one responsible for the civil rights movement, but I don't think the African American community has gotten anything, and I think many of them are waking up. I think Trump could increase his support among African Americans from the traditional 4% that a Republican usually gets to maybe around 18% or 20%, and I think this will be a good state, especially in places with huge African American populations, such as Atlanta, Georgia, and Detroit, Michigan. I think already many blacks are coming to the realization that the Democrats have taken them for a ride, and maybe that is why they are increasingly supporting Donald J. Trump. And I think if Donald J. Trump increases his economic message that he is coming to bring back the middle class, then you can be sure that he will get many more votes of African American support. And I think the Democrats are what the NGO in Africa. It promises change, but then does not deliver, using that only as as a promise for the next election, and maybe, of course, I think that is basically the biggest danger to the African American. Then I think is the white liberal. Quite literally, the biggest danger to the African American is the white liberal, because they are the ones who are benefiting from all this democratic. From all this support from the black Democrats. And I think really this tokenism of Obama, Kamala Harris, I think it will end. So it is just about bringing a few blacks to the table, then excluding the rest to be able to just be able to suffer. And of course, you see this tokenism. I think the billionaire who paid college tuition fees for a group of African American students at Morehouse College, I think he did better than even Obama did in uplifting the fortunes of African Americans. So I would think that basically equality of opportunity for African Americans is about improving their the partaking of the economy. And I think according to an article on TechCrunch, I think someone said that the next chapter in the civil rights movement is in availing business capital to African Americans so that they can paint their own empty canvases instead of being appendages to the maybe to white spaces. And I think for Donald Trump, then I think he is attracting a lot of support from these minorities. I think that will go on as more African Americans become aware of the ride that they have been led all along by the Democrats. But I think for right now, for Joe Biden, right now for Joe Biden, then I think he will lose a lot of support among people, because he has not been strong in the economy. The inflation is high. There is not much money in America's pockets, and I think basically, of course, I don't want to discriminate him on the basis of age, but I don't think he can sustain a campaign all that while. And of course, maybe the Democrats are considering bringing in another last-minute candidate, maybe Michelle Obama, maybe California Governor Gavin Newsom. Of course, he had a debate the other day. There was a Fox News debate hosted by Sean Hannity, of course, between Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom. But I don't think Gavin Newsom will be brought in at the last minute. I think what the Democrats are going to do, they're going to rally around Joe Biden, but I just don't see him beating Donald Trump in his second term. Of course, they have framed Donald Trump that he will be an authoritarian in his second term, that he will be able to do those things that he was not able to do in his first term, because he will not be constrained by a need to seek re-election, that he will go after revenge. He will weaponize the DOJ as the Democrats have done right now. He will go after Hunter Biden. That is Joe Biden. That is Donald Trump will go after Hunter Biden. Basically, who has been accused that he profited from overseas deals, foreign deals, and of course also that Joe Biden got some kick from kickbacks from those foreign deals with Ukraine. Of course, I remember Joe Biden telling a Ukrainian government minister that if you don't remove my son from this corruption investigation, I think from the energy company Burisma, then forget about the $1 billion in aid. So that's what Joe Biden said. But of course, then that's what Joe Biden said. But then, of course, I think that's something that Joe Biden seems to be very, very corrupt. But I think from the Hunter Biden investigation, we will wait to see whether those investigations will lead to anything, or whether it could lead to the formal impeachment of Joe Biden, or hopefully not a career of revenge just because Donald Trump is facing 91 criminal charges, so that it is not just a revenge that the Republicans are seeking against Joe Biden. But I think at this time, Joe Biden is doing very poorly in the polls, especially in the key battleground states. And I think you have Donald Trump is up by about 5-6 percentage points, and of course Nikki Haley is even up by I think 10, 11 points. But I think for now, of course, polls do change. For circumstances do change. Of course, Donald Trump could be indicted, could face a jail term. But I think barring any major unforeseen circumstances, then you could have, that is Joe Biden, you could have Donald Trump really retaking the White House back in 2024. And of course, some will say this will usher in authoritarian rule, but I don't think so. I just think he will unite the economic classes. And of course, on being asked whether he'll be a dictator by his friend Sean Hannity of Fox News, Donald Trump said he will be a dictator only on day one. So that's it for now. Till the next episode. Bye for now.